both Islam and Christianity in the subjugation of the blacks. This confused many and outraged those who did not pause to distinguish evil men who use religion to disguise their real aims. The unthinking Muslim or Christian would likely believe that his religion is being attacked rather than those conquerors and enslavers who disgraced it in covering their drive for wealth and world domination. Continuing, blacks in the United States seem to be more mixed up and confused over the search for racial identity than anywhere else. Hence, many are dropping their white Western slave masters' names and adopting not African but their Arab and Berber slave masters' names. The confusion will continue, however, as long as the fact that millions of mulattoes in Arab countries are considered white is ignored, along with the other only fact that countless unmixed, sun-baked, desert-dwelling Arabs are not only brown, but some are very dark in color. All this darkening of the skin in spite of the ages-old tradition of the thick cloth covering the face from the scorching sun. Indeed, not only did mulattoes consider themselves 100% Arab, but jet black Africans, whose forebears were in Arabia for generations, speak Arabic and all call themselves Arabs. Just as black Americans speak English and call themselves Americans. In both cases, neither black Arab nor black American thinks he is white. To repeat, then, blacks are in Arabia for precisely the same reasons blacks are in the United States, South America, and the Caribbean islands, through capture and enslavement. In studying the actual records in the history of the race, therefore, the role of white Arabs must not be obscured either by their Islamic religion or by the presence of the Africans and Afro-Arabs among them, any more than we should permit white Europeans and white Americans to use Christianity to cover their drive for power and control over the lives of other people. Unquote, pages 22 and 23. How do you respond to that?
Well, first I respond with the question, did he footnote any statement? Did he give a reference point for any one of those statements?
Yes, he does. Right here he says, in his footnote, he says the term black was given a rebirth by the Black Youth Revolt.
But what point is he footnoting?
See, in regards to pertaining to the white Arabs?
Well, no, the point is he did not footnote a single historical reference. That alone, in other words, he condemns himself. In other words, if we're dealing with history, we have to deal with scholarship. Number one, Chancellor William could not read Arabic. All of our history, the history of West Africa, was written in Arabic. Tariq al-Sudan by Abdurrahman al-Sa'di, Tariq al-Fatash by Qadi Mahmoud Qati, Tadhkiratul Nisyan, Infaq al-Maysur. These are all books, seminal books, which the colonialists read and had mastered in order to master our people. Chancellor Williams did not master the Arabic. He read from the colonial officers. Now, the colonial scholars, their whole idea was to denude and to show that Africans were incapable of governing themselves. Consequently, they purposely distorted our history with nothing but historical fallacies. Chancellor Williams inherited from that tradition. He did not footnote any point he made there. He didn't give any single footnote. The fact is this. Qala Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam, our Messenger of Allah said, Bu'ithtu ila al-aswad wal-ahmar. I have been sent to the red and the black. I've been sent to the red and the black. Al-Qadi Ayad, the judge of Granada, the leaders of the Murabitun army, said in his Shifa of Qadi Ayad, he said, the meaning of this hadith, he said, in al-Arab min al-aswad, li'anna aglaba alwanuhum al-udma. He said the Arabs are included among the aswad, among the Africans, the blacks, because the majority of their skin color is dark. Wa the al-ahmar hum al-ifrinj and wal-ajam. And the red speaks of the Persians and the Europeans. So first off, none of the Arabs, no true Arab considered himself among the European tribes. Every true Arab felt he was a part of the African tribes. That's number one. And it has always been the tradition. There was no divide between Africa and Arabia. The fact is that Prophet Muhammad sent his people to Abyssinia. He didn't send them to Europe, or did he send them to Persia or India. He sent them across the African continent. It has always been a tradition among the leaders of the Banu Hashim to marry from among the Nubian tribes. Abraham alayhi salam did so. Ishmael, his second wife, was so. Half of the imams or the leaders of the Banu Hisham married from the African women, which is a tradition among their people. In terms of his saying, describing the Arabs as slave traders, there were slave traders throughout the African continent, including the Africans. However, a scholar who has more, how can I say, credibility than Chancellor Williams is Sheikh Anta Diop, who authored many books, a Muslim